All right, guys, so we're going to talk about how to deal with these equations where we have an x and a y value, and not only that, but they're both on the same side. And we need to get it so that the y is all by itself. And the biggest thing I want you to understand is just solve it like an equation. You want to look at what is the value that we're trying to find. And in this case, it's going to be y. And so what we need to do is we need to isolate y. We need to get y by itself. So the first step here in this problem would be to get the negative 3y by itself. So we need to get rid of a 15x. Now, how do you get rid of 15x? Well, it's pretty simple. You're going to subtract 15x on one side, and then you're going to subtract 15x on the other side. Now, why do we subtract it on both sides? Well, we have to keep the equation balanced, right? So now, what are we going to be left with? Well, on the left-hand side, we're left with a negative 3y, and that is equal to, on the right-hand side, we now have 72 minus 15x. Now, I like to put my variables in front, so I'm actually going to rewrite this as negative 15x and then plus 72. All right, that's just my own nuance. I like to have my variables in front. It's just how I was taught. So the next step is we need to still get y by itself. So we have to get rid of this negative 3. Now the negative 3 is being multiplied by y. So how do you undo multiplication? Well, you divide. So we're going to divide by negative 3. And we're going to do that on both sides again. So we want to divide by negative 3. So now what happens is on the left-hand side, negative 3y divided by negative 3 is just going to be y. And that is going to be equal to the right-hand side. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. We have to take care of the coefficients. This negative 3 is being divided by, or the negative 15x is going to be divided by negative 3, and the 72 is divided by negative 3. So negative 15 divided by negative 3 is positive 5, and that's positive 5x. Now, positive 72 divided by a negative 3, positive divided by negative is negative, and it's going to be 72 divided by 3, which is going to be 24. So right now, we have solved this equation, 15x minus 3y equals 72, for the value of y, and we end up with y equals 5x minus 24. Now, from here, we're going to talk about how can we put this into a table and find ordered pairs.